Welcome to Updated Precious. Always it is with my belly, and I'd like to sincerely apologize this evening. I intended to start a lot earlier because of my guest, but unfortunately, my guest stay in a situation and no fit join me at this moment. So, um, please bear with me and forgive me while I try to, get my guest to join me. Please kindly forgive me. It's such a pity that this is happening on a day that we had made up our mind that we're going to have an amazing conversation. Please bear with me and forgive me. I really feel sad. I delayed because I was hoping that the guest will be able to join us. Lee. The guest has been unable to join because he's been in a situation. I hope you don't understand me. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show. It's always a pleasure to be with you every time to bring on a matter that really happen for inside Nigeria. And as usual, let's get started with some things that's happening in the country very quickly this evening before we, hopefully hope that our guest will join us very soon. Okay, so moving on with what's happening in the country. Quite a platter of conversation, right? The first action plans. That's now one news where BC shocked a lot of people today. Like, oh, whoa, this is happening. And then before we said Jack Robinson, we then heard that, oh, wait a minute. So, River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara finally visits um, his godfather, Iyoga Nyesom Wike, and finally apologizes. He don't beg, say, Oga, forgive me, oh, I don't make mistake. And people can say, wait, after all the support, after all the love we showed you, you've gone to apologize to Wike. What is going on here? Well, that matter will go also look into, and perhaps the circumstances will surround him apologizing to Nyesom Wike. Um, Okay, so moving on to other issues very quickly. National Association of Nigerian Students don't warn against false leadership claims, slams political interference. Eh? Remember, I said the other time, one of the presidents come out, come talk, say, come one, say, everybody come out your hand. Say, in fact, say National Association of Nigerian Students, please scatter if Sheyi Tinubu no come one hand inside them. And what is really the problem? What's really going on? And then moving on, workers group demand immediate reversal of cuts in Lagos State staff salaries. They said that they cut salaries for the Lagos State people their money anyhow. And there's this exclusive scandal erupts as aviation minister Keyamo bypasses protocols to fly American lover family into Nigeria on private jets, skipped immigration checks, funded lavish lifestyle. Yay! Okay. Oh. I did tell you earlier that court orders EFCC to release Aisha Chimogu within 24 hours. So say make una release them. Speaking about River State, where the governor they go beg, lawyers march for return of democratic governance, 6 US government intervention in River State. So all of this matter and more, now we're going to look into one by follow. Welcome to the show once again, and thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to be with you, and I'd like to sincerely apologize again for I've been off air. Good evening, Precious. Quite a while. Have you been off air? No, I haven't been off air. I've been here. Yeah. Mr. Ben Wednesday, I've been here. You've not been seeing me here. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, so let's get started with the conversations one at a time. Okay. You know I like the juicy things. Okay, so where do we start from? Let's start with do we start with Fubara? Abi, we should start with Governor no. Where we go start from this matter now? Oh yeah, we go start with the River State Governor because a lot of people they feel heartbroken over waiting the River State Governor don't do. As it be say, in spite of all that happen and the support and the overwhelming support, we be say people don't beg in your God, need some wiki for forgiveness, and people are feeling very disappointed. Now, in a bid to push for reconciliation, the suspended governor of River State, Tim Fubara, met with the Minister of Federal Capital Territory FCT some wiki. According to this reliable source, it was gathered that the meeting held at Wike's residence in Abuja, and I think this was around the 19th of this month. 19th would have been last week, right? Yeah, it was on Saturday. So say on Saturday, he go visit in your some weekend. Now, on getting to the residence, it was learned that Fubara walked straight into Wike's living room because that's a familiar terrain to him. And he begged the minister. Now, when reporters sought confirmation from an insider who wished to be anonymous. He said there was a meeting, and I can confirm that. As a matter of fact, Wike's media aide or the media person actually has confirmed that there was a meeting. But he no gree talk waiting be the real content of the meeting. But some of the things that happen for the meeting, we go begin look as we don't use snoop out now, smuggle those things out to begin know them one by one. Now, on the meeting, on the meeting leading to the end of the state of emergency, he added, "I can't confirm, but all I know is that there was a meeting." Oh wow, there was a meeting, but you can't confirm. All right, let's move on to what transpired in that conversation. So moving on, this is coming after the meeting between Fubara and President Bola Tinubu in London now, in an attempt to prevent the crisis, from snowballing into a full security challenge following the threat of what's going on. Remember, following the Glasgows and the problem that's been going on, that was why the president held state of emergency. Now, Nyesom Wike had a different occasion talk say, he don't want Fubara say he don't even like the state of emergency wey be say the president put. Say because Fubara was gone. He was gone. He was gone. He was gone because I didn't want him. Me, I wanted him gone. And he would have been impeached. The only thing with save and a president. In fact, I remember Wike then mentioning that Rivers people, if they know what is good for them, they're supposed to go to and be buying down before the president and be licking his leg and be telling him, thank you for saving us, because if not be you, if for no save us like that. Thank you so much for saving us. And people are now saying that now that Fubara has gone to apologize, waiting will be the fate of his followers now, because part of the we hear for inside that reconciliation as planned. I say Wike send them back. Wike tell and say make it go back, go talk to his followers, especially those elder statesmen where they support him. Make he go talk to them. Then when he talk to them, then he can come back to him. Now, do you see who are those elder statesmen, by the way? You have the likes of the deputy governor of River State, Dele Momodu. You have the likes of Celestine Omehia, where Wike come out for Amechi come out for office. You have Austin. You have quite a number of all those big wigs in River State. So do you see all of them, succumbing to whatever it is Wike plan and Wike agreement be with Fubara? And how do you think those people would also act, knowing that Fubara don't ditch them now, go apologize to her? Now, let me get something clear. One of the reasons Wike was really very mad at Fubara now because of saying Fubara go liaise with these people then. Right? In fact, his anger is that why would you go and be liaising with my political enemies? That was one of Wike's grounds. What's in the pain and well with her. In fact, according to the things and what we hear, that Wike, according to them, say, allegedly, Wike allegedly went to go and tell President Bola Tinubu, look, Fubara is frolicking with people who are against your political ambition for 2027. And that was one of the reasons that the reason the president got so angry that he imposed that state of emergency like that. How can you do that? So Wike made it look like, oh, I am in your side. I'm on your side, Mr. President. And this one now don't go. If they go for liquids, people then will be in opposition. We go obviously not ever vote for you, right? All right. So that's part of what Wike's anger. Now let's take back. Let me quickly remind you of that interview where Wike was vehemently saying that Fubara was.
And some people have said, politically speaking,
that the
perhaps
president
that was
people,
a move
people of River States can go. So because right now people are saying that how would they now wash the president's feet now? Okay, maybe it's a way. This apology is a way of the people of River State going to bow down before the president and wash his feet for declaring.
And some people have said, politically speaking, perhaps that was a move to, save the situation in River State. What exactly is your own permutation and your thinking since a state of emergency was declared in your state?
Margaret, do you want me to tell you the truth?
I'm listening.
As a politician, I'm not happy. I wanted outright removal of the governor. As a politician, I'm not happy. But for the interest of the state, the president did the right thing.
As a lawyer?
No, I'm coming. Mm-hmm. Rather, the matter is in court. But people must say the truth. The governor was gone. He was gone. Yes, he was gone. So when people say, President did this, I say, look, if that's where they should be worshipping, they should be worshipping Mr. President. Every morning, go to the president, that we wash your feet. If that's where they should be worshipping, President did this, I say, look, If that's where they should be worshiping, they should be worshiping Mr. President. Every morning go to the president, can we wash your feet for saving us? How? Mind you, Supreme Court has said no money can go to local government when it's not democratically elected. Mind you, Supreme Court has said nobody will go to the state without appropriation. In that situation, there was crisis. All institutions will be shut down. Health will be crisis. Education will be crisis. It is not in my place to make it good for the government.
Oh wow! So remember that interview where they talk like say, "Pat, now you be the assistant Supreme Court self at that time." Well, that is it. So the president, the governor, we hear say he don't go apologize to them now. Okay. More details about that. In fact, this visiting matter said he long well. So as we said, we hear that Nyesom Wike sent him back to go and call the other. In fact, it was Friday last week. I think Fubara was brought to the minister's house on Friday. Yeah, Friday last week. That is 18th of April, where he protested. In fact, they say he prostrate for ground, you know, while holding his legs and calling him my oga, my oga, forgive me, my oga. He prostrate, hold out for leg, the beggar. Say my oga, I beg, forgive me, I beg, forgive your boy. Now he was in Wike's house till the wee hours of Saturday, 19th of April. That means he stayed over for Wike's house from April what did they call it from Friday and Saturday. Because according to this source, quoting this source verbatim, I said Fubara was brought to the minister's house on Friday, 18th of April, prostrated for Wike while holding his legs and calling him my oga, beg. Anything I do, you forgive me. We also did hear that person will carry people will lead them to Wike's residence. Now, governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, and Olusegun Osoba, the former governor of Ogun State. Saying that these two people leader go meet Wike, go to beg Wike. You can't they call him Maoga. Maoga be your boy. You know, say boy, they do anyhow, forgive us. Now the meeting outcome remains a bit of a secret, but some things don't leak. You know, I don't have to give you the juice. As those familiar with the with what has happened, have are familiar with the meeting, don't no great talk. They refuse to talk. Still, we also gathered that Fubara was told to assemble his supporters in River State, especially the leaders, the elders, and tell them the truth about his feud with Wike. Now, what could be that truth about his feud with Wike? And why did Fubara keep it all this way? Should we spill, or maybe we should just leave, or maybe the elders already know? We're coming to that. Mr. Wike's spokesperson, Larry Olayinka, also confirmed that the meeting indeed occurred. But of course, Greek talk about the outcome of the meeting because in talk say, supposed talk. Now, when contacted, Nelson Chukwudi, a spokesperson to Mr. Fubara, said, I don't respond to the kind of inquiry. You can contact the Commissioner for Information. Who be Commissioner for Information? Now, the Commissioner for Information in Rivers State, Joseph Johnson, did not also respond to calls from reporters. Mr. Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, fell apart. Of course, we know what to make them fall apart. And as this matter they hot like this now, we know as it will take be. Well, as it take be like this, we'll keep watching as it is. There's a lot to spill about what could be the real bone of contention and waiting for Bara next move don't be after then, and how whether or not in don't go meet those elders, supporters, those people with the support. Remember, I say part of the elders now still Peter Odili, and Peter Odili now one of those where we don't help Wike. In fact, I don't want to play that video of Wike. I don't want to play it. When you talk, say no, we ever talk bad about Peter Odili. Say if you ever talk bad about Peter Odili, make it no see good. Make it no see good. And these are one of the people that this matter concern. Well, this matter long ago. Well, but the little that I know, a lot of the people then when they support him don't be very disappointed for this apology. ABC apologize. And concerning his move to APC, some people for River State they wait for him. They say once he just moved to the APC, they go wash their hand, come out for wearing they like Pontius Pilate because they no one make it be say the goodwill and the battle where they insisted the fight for just cause can turn into something else because of somebody's selfish ambition. Where will this end? How will it end? I go let you know. Even inside this show, we'll go talk more about it. But we'll enter inside Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, where the governor Omoin of Akwa Ibom State has sparked speculation over a potential political realignment after openly questioning the viability of the People's Democratic Party as a platform for his political aspiration beyond 2027. So wetin be the viability? Wetin be the hope and confidence wey PDP fit give me to even dey inside politics from now to 2027 or beyond 2027? Now, speaking at a constituency outreach meeting on Tuesday in Ikorakpankuk in Ofanafon local government area, the governor likens the PDP to a faulty aircraft. Say the PDP dey like aeroplane wey don spoil, suggesting he might consider boarding and he might not be considering boarding, or he might consider boarding a different plane because say PDP he go crash for road, so he no wan crash, he no wan die before him time. Remember that the governor of Akwa Ibom State is a pastor, so his name is Pastor Emo Eno, Abi Omo Eno, Pastor Omo Eno. That's his name. Now, speaking further, on that matter, he said, now to reach his political destination, say he no one make it be like say make PTV go crash for road, crash and make it no be reach a political destination. An analogy many interpret as a hint at defection to the All Progressives Congress. Now, remember earlier, I had told you guys that there are about 4 or 5 governors will feel likely leave PDP to other parties. And I think I did mention quite a couple of them, a number of them that time. I mentioned the governor of, I'm trying to check if my guest is ready to join us. I mentioned the governor of Delta State, of course, Oboriwore. I mentioned Fubara, especially after a meeting, or even that was even before his meeting in London with the president. Then we mentioned the Cross River State governor. We mentioned Enugu State governor. Right now, more governors they will line up to follow because Plateau State is almost a gunner too. Remember, say Plateau State they surrendered by a lot of people with the APC, and it may be tough for him to even win the 2027 election because of that. So Plateau State may also be somewhere cooking, and then Zamfara State may also be cooking somewhere. And then of course Adeleke of Osun State, they talk to Ram, they whine am, they come, make it come. But a lot of people are rather asking Adeleke to remain in PDP and rather fight for Fubara, remain in PDP but vote for Fubara. But how will that work out? Your guess is as good as mine. I know to know. But Marco just they move on to waiting governor Ebonyi or the talk as it take be like this. Now, quoting the governor further, he says, if you want to travel with Ibom airline, our state airline, and on the verge of taking off, if it's developed a fault that won't enable it to fly, won't you board the next available plane to take you to the destination, my people? Will you not? And everybody answered, eh. So asked, addressing the large crowd, and of course all of them thought, now that's how it take be now. This one happened for inside the town square meeting for inside Okanafon, Orukan and local federal constituency for inside Akwa Ibom State. Now, his remarks came amid growing concerns over internal disunity and instability within the PDP. And that is why I can't wait for my guest to join. Make you even tell us what in PDP plan to do if there will ever remain a PDP anymore. Because a lot of people they talk say PDP no fit remain PDP again with all of these things where they happen, and especially with the entire southeast captured. How it go be like this for PDP to feel remain like this now? So people just did very, very worried. Now, despite rising concerns about the PDP's directions, Governor Emoino called on his supporters to remain committed to the goals of his administration, his own administration, not the goals of the party, emphasizing that service delivery remains his top priority. Good one. As part of engagement, the governor also distributed, normal largesse to the people and all that. So don't be surprised. Remember that that's the state of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. And remember, say this same governor recently was credited to telling the president, saying that the president deserves a second term. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So that thing where BC people they talk, say truly, almost all south and southeast governors, they don't go, not true. But I make a reminder now, waiting Aero Fight talk when I talk for afternoon. Where Aero Fight talk say, governor just get one vote. You see, if you like deport the camp deports and change your name to APC, you have only one vote. And if it's too much for you, you get the vote of you and all your commissioners and all your aides. And if you're not too much, you're not pass 5,000 or 10,000. In fact, if you're not too much, you're not be 20,000. 20,000 votes as against the hungry masses of your state. Now the election will be against. That's what people are saying. Now, a lot of people, others are also saying that, whoa, so the president, in the midst of all that is happening in the country, neglects the pain, the anger, the agony, the hunger where they turn, and the insecurity where people they die. What thing they do? Not to they buy people where go do on his side. in a favor. Others are saying that, wait, if the president had done so well, why would he need to coax governors to join APC to prove that he can win the election? Even though some people don't talk, so of course strategies to use rigged election don't already take, because in on a normal circumstance, a free and fair election, nobody no go winner. No go winner. So strategies don't already been put in place to use rigged election. But behind all of those strategies, where be the place of the suffering masses? The suffering masses where your policies don't impoverish. Because even inside this government right now, even the rich, they cry. Don't tell me the rich also cries. They cry well for inside this administration. Right. So where the rich money don't they where the rich they cry, even the middle class. In fact, no more middle class. If there's any administration where don't they sting, where don't they carry middle class extinct, now this administration. Because it's either you're poor right now or you're rich. There's no two ways about it. And half of the people who get money, half of them get political affiliations or politicians. Half of the people enjoy, I don't want to say 80% of them, make they not say I did greed. Most of the people where they enjoy this administration, when they complain that are doing well, it's either they do contracts for government, they have political affiliations, or some way, somehow they get something we get to do with government. Then where did the rest of the masses they? Over 200 million of us. Waiting will happen to us. What is the pain of the people? That's what a lot of people are saying. Because right now, even with the way Northerners they film, they vex, they talk what they talk, and all that, they not even want to see Northerners. They say, I beg, not gonna carry on our own. They go for front job. The president they face his own because they align with the South instead. So Northerners are feeling that, oh. So in all that is happening, instead of you to look into our plight and our pain, you rather shun us, rubbish us, and go and align with the South, including the Southeast, whereby the way neglect pass on your administration. You even favor Northerners pass the Southeast. Yet, Southeast follow for people where they lobby right now. So for Southeast leaders like Odjus Okalu, who is now saying that, oh, we support the governor and the governor deserves a second term, please remind me, what has this administration done for the people of the Southeast? How many good juicy positions with people of the Southeast did as compared to the Southwest and other parts? Please, how many? So this is something that the Southeasterners is supposed to, in a question when they're supposed to ask their leaders, so you can hold them accountable. You're supposed to start asking legitimate questions to your leaders, hold them accountable. In all of this support, they just they throw the support from mouth to just show, say, people they support. So that when the time come, you go feel make the rigging light. So they go, they like, say, after all, we already said it now. So we already knew that so number of people were going to the president. Is that how it's going to be? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Now, another aspect to it be, say, this administration, they try, okay, let me quickly finish the River State. And then we'll go to the National Association of Nigerian Students. Because it be like, say, they not even want to stop the capture of the National Association of Nigerian Students. So a group of human rights lawyers under the issues of Lawyers in Defense of Democracy on Wednesday marched on the streets of Abuja and to demand the restoration of democratic governance in River State. They don't know, say, as they march, governor, they beg, they say, my Oga, about before your presence, about Oga, about it remains more a wash leg set, according to them say. Now, that is allegedly. The lawyers are calling on the United States and the international community to pressure President Bola Tinubu to rescind his decision to suspend Governor Fubara and the River State House of Assembly members. Now, Tinubu, of course, we know how you suspend them. Now, so speaking to newsmen during a protest march to the United States Embassy for inside Abuja today, Wednesday. It's today Wednesday. Okay. Yeah. The lawyers, led by their country director, Barrister Uche Chukwu Ude Sylvester, argued that the declaration of the state of emergency in River State is unconstitutional and undermines democracy. Now, they further urged or argued that there was no clear and present danger to warrant the emergency rule, adding that due process was not followed. In a letter addressed to President Donald Trump, direct, then vex, right? Donald Trump, what are you talking about, Mbok? Right, Donald Trump, Uncle Donald, come and help us in River State. President Bola Tinubu, that man, the way you be talk, say make FBI begin releasing documents. Sorry, where your court me talk, say make FBI begin release documents. I beg that man. You know one put democracy for River State, though. You don't truncate democracy. Now military rule the River State. Now, they urge the United States government to intervene and pressure Tinubu to restore democratic rule in River State. According to the lawyers, the suspension of Governor Fubara and the state assembly members is a brazen attempt to undermine constitutional order. The lawyers also condemned the National Assembly for ratifying the emergency rule, describing their action as an assault to democracy. So, I don't assault democracy. That's a right affront and assault on democracy. Now, they asked Tinubu to reconsider his stand and allow Fubara to continue his work as the democratically elected governor of Rivers State. Part of the letter addressed to Trump reads, make I read them, part of it. In an era where democracy is supposed to reign, in an era where democracy is supposed to reign supreme, giving democracy dividends to the masses, we have found ourselves at a crossroads, a sober moment of reckoning where constitutional order is being tested most brazenly. The president, who swore to uphold the constitution, has taken a most unprecedented and unlawful step with the suspension of a democratically elected governor, deputy governor, and an entire House of Assembly under the guise of emergency rule. What emergency? Nigerians and Rivers people did not see or feel any such emergency. The letter still continue. In our law books, and we stand by this, no constitutional provisions, statute, or any known convention gives the president the power to single-handedly dissolve the structures of the elected state government. But he did. This could also have happened during the days of military juntas, but we are not under a firm grip of military dictatorship. At the moment, the country is being governed under a constitutional democracy that operates a presidential system of government. President Bola Tinubu should not have taken the decision because democracy is is a learning process, and the judiciary has demonstrated the capability to resolve issues. Now, the president should have allowed the various states organs to resolve their issues or the issues. It is not worthy that until recently there was a crisis of local government administration in Osun State, which has not led, noteworthy they tried to say in that statement, but it's not worthy that is written here, which has not led to a declaration of state of emergency. So if you not declare state of emergency for Osun State, why you won't come declare them for inside River State? They queried and they asked the president. And of course, there is a lot of concern and a lot of worry. What do you think Donald Trump is going to do? Please, people that live in the US, what do you think Donald Trump is going to do upon receiving this letter through the US envoy, the US embassy? What is this saying go do? Do you see Donald Trump reacting to, sorry, not shithole country? Do you see him reacting to shithole politics now? Do you see him reacting to this situation? Do you think that he would have to say something? Or maybe it could just be an opportunity for him to say, Tinubu, come and do this thing for me. If you don't agree, do he hold on for one corner. Well, we don't know yet, but we're here, we're watching, and we're waiting. Let's see the outcome because they don't go their own, but we could see waiting they happen. But let's move on to other issue very quickly. So, yes. Like before I go to that issue that has to do with Festus Keyamo and the exclusive about him, hey, that matter tight well, oh. But make I let you know very quickly, as I told you earlier in the day, that the National Association of Nigerian Students has dismissed recent claims by Henry Okumo, who allegedly presented himself as a former Senate President of the association, describing his assertions as false and an attempt at blackmail. In a statement made available to newsmen on Wednesday and signed, let's see, okay, all right. In a statement made available on Wednesday, that is today, and signed by the National Public Relations Officer of Nance, Comrade Adeyemi Ajasa, the faction of Sheyi Tinubu, just so you know. Remember, I said they get faction now. One always went in yesterday, another one always where they say Sheyi Tinubu go beat and scatter their thing. According to them, I told you that gist in the afternoon. If you did not hear it, go and read about it because, in fact, they say even two former governors now say that Sheyi talks and pursue them for inside that inauguration grant. So go and read about it. So these particular people talking now are Sheyi Tinubu's faction. Now, the association clarified that Okuno has never held any position and cautioned the public against being misled. For the records, Nance, quoting them, they say for the records, Nance unequivocally states that Mr. Henry Okunomo has never held the position of Senate President within our association, the statement read. Okunomo had earlier appeared on Channels Television claiming to have previously held the position of Senate President in the association. Now, plenty matter gets inside the matter. Now, Nance also discredited any suggestion that Mr. Abubakar is currently serving as its president. Now, I tell you, I say one Abubakar Issa, Atiku Abubakar Issa, where be say him win the faction, him win the presidency for his own faction for inside National Association of Nigerian Students, was having his inauguration somewhere in Abuja. Nine, they say talks. Sheyi Tinubu first of all land, they carry talks, police people, everything, and so they can't scatter the place. The young man said he was even injured in the process, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Sir. So just to remind you of that matter, what we talk about. Now they're clarifying that according to the association, they said the only recognized and duly elected president was Comrade Olushola Oladoja. Oladoja. Now this Comrade Olushola, now the one way be say the person where Sheyi Tinubu recognized. This was the person that was inaugurated today, that during his inauguration was praising President Bola Tinubu, that they will work together with President Tinubu, that they thanking Sheyi Tinubu and thanking everyone. Now, so this disaster is not just happening in political parties. It has entered student association of all Nigerian students. What is that association going to become now? I do not know. Your guess is as good as mine. They also said that we want to clearly state that Mr. Abubakar is in no way the president of National Association of Nigerian Students. The legitimate and duly elected president of NANS, representing the Nigerian students and the populace, is Comrade Olushola Oladoja. That's what he talked. The students' body expressed disappointment over what it described as the role of certain media platforms in enabling misinformation. Then they come to their own press conference, come pay this newspaper now, maybe punch newspaper to also carry their own news. So that they go, like, who gave them money to do news? Who gave them money to call news? Now, remember, say, the National Association of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, gets their own contention too. If you do remember, MC Olomo did not win the election. In fact, if they and Hausa man when win the election, we're supposed to be the person will be the chairman of the national president of NURTW right now. The man even went to National Industrial Courts, and cases for National Industrial Courts, they end for appeal. Even in the appeal in National Industrial Court, he won the case. Guess what? That man done this silence now. And MC Olomo has now become automatically the national president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers. So this thing is not just happening in political parties. They happen for unionism. It don't they happen for inside schools too now, school unions and road transport unions. So this is it. In fact, I don't also want to tell you the story of how we heard that Iyaloja of Lagos, the president's daughter, helped them in Edo State to constitute the president. Now she state put the chairman, the head of market women in Edo State, where Edo women carry protest enter street. They say, we know they want him since we start our marketing and selling. We get people where they lead us. We don't want your own president daughter come on hand for our matter. Remember that, okay? So that's why now that some people are not liking this to a pure state or country capture, because how will your son have something to do with the student unionism? In fact, before I talk the song finish, make I go play. So like, yes, not be me talk about, and people dying they talk. And then your goon MC Olomo don't they in charge of NURTW. Your daughter don't take charge of all the market women. Your son now, all the students them. And you sit down cheap for inside all the politics and the political parties them. That's what people are saying. And that's one don't they raise a lot of agitation and controversy. People don't they complain. Say, how can a country survive like this? Now it makes some people they talk say they want to turn Nigeria to one party system. Watch that interview with that former president.
Involvement of the president's son for the past 1 year. He has done everything to make sure that the organization is porous. What he stands to gain, I don't know.
Are you afraid that NANS is beginning to, would you say it is losing the real reason why it was formed? Because the real reason why NANS was formed, as far as we remember, we know, is that it was for the welfare and the growth of Nigerian students. Yes. But now it does appear that there is heavy political interference. And people are always very interested in who the leadership is, who they support politically, etc. Do you fear that this is making NANS lose its focus on the primary reason for why it was established?
In fact, let me say, the organization is almost losing it, because these people have programmed the organization in the sense that if you do not have government backing, I am afraid you might not be able to become anything in the organization, except few that still have the genuine interest of the student at heart. And that is the reason why the interest is becoming so high. Everybody is now tagging themselves to one political party or the other. The organization is already losing the purpose of its creation. And if care is not taken with the
involvement of the president's son for the past 1 year, he has done everything to make sure that the organization is porous. What he stands to gain, I don't know. What he wants to achieve, I don't know. But the question I want the general public to ask him is, what is his interest in NANS? He wasn't a stakeholder. He didn't serve. He didn't school in Nigeria, because the only thing that can qualify you to be a stakeholder in the organization is if you have served in the organization. And the only thing that can qualify you to be a member of the organization is if you are a student schooling in Nigeria. You are a member. That means you have rights to contest in the organization. But if you did not fall in this category, there's no how you can term yourself a stakeholder of the organization. And you now hide under the power that you have to be terrorizing some set of people in the country that is everybody's security is meant. Everybody's meant to be secured by the president of Nigeria, the country. So I'm afraid, like you said, the organization is almost losing it. It's almost losing it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so you heard that already. That's it. So now this young man now, the Sheyi Tinubu faction of Nance talk. Say, come back here. Don't come and be doing as if you're a Nance member. We don't know you in Nance. You're not a Nance member at all at all. We don't know you before now and all that. How do you see this ending? I do not know. But then again, the reason I am bringing all this to the fore is so that Nigerians are going to shine on our eyes. They see what's in the happen for inside of our country. I didn't write any of these stories. I didn't make up anything I said. Everything I said is out here in the news and it's out in the open. So I'm supposed to know saying that waiting they exist. Now things when they happen. Now carry they tell on us. So how we could continue like this, I do not know. For how long do we allow people to perpetrate themselves like this? Like so many people would have said, I do not also know. The game is up to Nigerians to make their decision on how they want their country to turn out. But me, I be the messenger. And of course, say message, then they kill the messenger. So I dare here to bring on the message as it is hot. But let's move to Festus Keyamo, our dear Festus Keyamo, and this exclusive we have for him. But before I even move to Festus Keyamo, speaking about politics and all of that, right? How do you even see 2027 election panning out? Because with waiting people like Dele Momodu they talk, they feel like say now only a northerner go fit argue and wrestle tickets, wrestle power from Tinubu. Do you agree with that? Because I would love to get your sincere opinion about that. I would really like to get your sincere opinion. Now, the reason why make northerners they agitate to continue, make we hear and when it.
I remember when Buhari came on. Oh, Buhari can never win election in Nigeria. Oh, he was a dictator. Oh, he was a tyrant. Why did Buhari make it that time? Necessity. Necessity is always the mother of invention. It will not happen until it has been tried and tested. And so let's see what happens. Let me tell you, I have a theory. And the theory is simple. That Tinubu can only be countered this time by a northerner. Any southerner telling you, I want to contest against Tinubu is going to waste his time.
No, but Tinubu doesn't want to leave the position.
No.
He wants a second term.
And so that's what I'm telling you. So and the PDP, we want him there. And the PDP or coalition or whatever you call them also want power. And the only way they can get power is to go by Isaac Newton's theory of actions and reactions are always equal and opposite. So they will come from the opposite direction. I can guarantee you that. Who will be the person? I don't know. If they attempt, I hear some Yoruba person says he wants to contest. He's a guy I like, a governor, Governor Sheyi Makinde. But I know that at the end of the day, that cannot happen. It cannot happen. So what will then happen is that the North, who are the people, and when you look at, in fact, when I look at the configuration of Tinubu's cabinet today and all his appointments, you will see that, people will say, okay, he's appointing Yoruba people because he's a Yoruba man. But it's not even about Yoruba, it's about his own personal cronies. Most of them. Cronism has crept into our politics, and the North is naturally aggrieved that, Oga, we thought we support you. Our man was the president. The man left. You started attacking him as if forgetting that another election cycle will soon come. They were all abusing Buhari. So definitely the North will want to field their own candidate. And the way the Okowas are going about it, turning this thing into a southern affair, we made that mistake during June 12th. when we turned the national mandate of Abiola into a Yoruba mandate, it is the same error of judgment that I see Tinubu's people committing right now. The moment you start emphasizing that those who are decamping, because everybody decamping now, they are from the south. I'm sure maybe they will be able to coerce a few people in the north.
People have decamped from Kano.
Okay.
NMPP, led by Senator Smaila Kawu.
When my brother and friend, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso decamps, then I know he's planning.
Okay, so you heard that. I really would love your opinion, honestly speaking. So if that is the truth, that means what's his name? Buhari would do 8 years. A Southerner would just do only 4 years. And then the North will agitate to take power again. And then when the North do that 4 years, they won't continue again, do another 8 years. So do you think that that's it? Do you think that that's it? Do you really believe in what Dele Momodu has said? Honestly speaking, I would love your thought and reaction. As a matter of fact, call me, make we even know. I beg. Call me, let's know. The phone number to call is on the chat session and for the comment section, and it pinned already. So kindly call on that number, or you also make sure you click on that link waiting for inside that pinned comment and join the conversation. I'd really would love to hear from you. Do you think it is? Now, remember that thing that young man said. What was that thing he said that time again? I can't remember. He said that the only way to unseat, I wish I can get that video where he said it again, but I'll try to get it. What's Daniju? What's that his name again? Remember what he said? That the only person who go fit comot Tinubu for inside office, saying South. Did he say South? No. He said that the only person. Let's see if I can have that video now. That the only person who can remove Tinubu in power is someone within the Southern extraction. Right? And that the person must have the backing of the Northerners. That is the only way we can remove Tinubu in power. And he even said it. He said, in fact, if somebody like El Rufai and Atiku Abubakar, for instance, go fit throw their weight behind Peter Obi, that is the only thing that can remove Tinubu in power. How come now Dele Momodu they tell us he get to be only a Northerner? Now go fit come up Peter Obi, and now go fit come out Tinubu in power. So if it is not a Northerner, would remain like this. And why it be saying we self as one go now, no even put the best of us? How can we have a Northerner in the person of Buhari ruin this country the way he did, as many would say, do the kind of things and way do, and they will also get a Southerner when no fit talk say no for the pain and agony way my people don't go through for the 8 years of Buhari. Make I give them a bit of succor. Make I just give them something to make them know say government good. Rather, you now come and even makes it worse for the people. You now come and even make it worse, rather, for the people. How people go use survival? Well, let's listen to what he has
on this planned coalition. And we have heard the response from the PDP governors about this coalition. They don't want it. They say, look, come and join us. We are not joining you to win. Come and join the PDP.
That's because the PDP governors, their preferred candidate for the next election is President Bola of the APC. Because of Southern solidarity. The bulk of the governors in the PDP are from the South. One of their own is.
So did you hear what he said? Because of Southern solidarity. Southern solidarity. How come Dele Momodu, a Southerner, is not saying that he's only a Northerner that can remove Tinubu from office? These politicians.
The candidate for the next election is President Bola of the APC. Because of Southern solidarity. The bulk of the governors in the PDP are from the South. One of their own is in power. They can work against one of their own. It's not possible. In 2003, AD didn't feel the presidential candidate because of Obasanjo. That is the nature of Nigerian politics. Where Adu also became president in 2007, a number of AMPP governors then moved into the PDP. So married his daughters. Two governors actually married his daughters to have a good footing in the PDP. It has always been like that. Now, talking about the coalition, it is still too early to predict what the outcome of that coalition will be. It is still too early to predict what the outcome of that coalition will be, but I can give them some tips.
Okay.
You see, El Rufai has a grouse against the president, a legitimate grouse, because he worked for the president. Hate him or love him, he has a basis to be angry. And he has been working assiduously to undermine the president, particularly in the Muslim North, where he's like the Khalifa to Buhari, he's like the brain box of the Muslim North.
But let me give him a tip. If you really want to see the back of the president, let me tell you for what he will do. Let me give him a tip. If you really want to see the back of the president, let me tell you for what he will do. And I think they may be on the path to really achieving that. Let El-Rufai convince the Muslim North. If he's able to do that, I know he can, he has the capacity to look towards the south for a candidate to support, specifically the southeast. If I let me put it straight, the day El-Rufai decides and is able to galvanize the opinion molders in the north to zero down on a P2B, for instance, as the candidate, that will be the end of the Tinubu administration.
Aha! So you hear him as seen Tokam Majid Dahirabi. Okay, yeah. So you hear him as seen Tokam. Well, what do you think? Based on waiting Dele Momodu con the talk now, which side will you be so we can't agree like this now? On whose side are we in this conversation? Phone lines are open. I'd love to take your thoughts and reactions to all of this. But let's go straight to that exclusive that's got to do with Festus Keyamo, as written by Sahara reporters, not me. So don't come for me. Oh. Now, according to this scoop and this juicy story, now we hear say Nigerian Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has been caught in the center of a scandal involving alleged abuse of office, misuse of state resources, and breach of aviation and immigration protocols. To do what? To facilitate the relocation of his American lover, her mother, and others from the United States of America to Nigeria through waiting Uganda. That's how we heard the story. I'm coming. The gist is still plenty. Now, I don't want to show you pictures. If I show you pictures, now they like say, I too they do like this now. So make I not show you pictures. Let's just leave it. Now, according to Sahara reporters as they exposed the gist, they gathered that in this exclusive details of the operation from Zainab, the American woman involved, and a senior aide to the minister, revealing a web of luxury travel, diplomatic shortcuts, and illicit diversion of public funds. Now, Zainab, who holds an American passport, has a Yemeni father and a mother of Congolese descent with ancestral roots in Uganda. You see the connection? Yeah? Okay. So let's go on. So she told Sahara reporters that her relationship with Keyamo began on September 21, 2023, at a United Nations event in New York, where she worked as a multilingual translator. Now, there now she meets your minister, Keyamo, who, by the way, is unmarried. So there's nothing wrong with him having married, and I don't think never ever been married. No, I don't think so. I don't know, but I doubt so. So that's why. So I mean, he's a free young man. He can do what he likes. I mean, now quoting further, it says, I was greeting dignitaries and helping with translation when his aide approached me. He said the minister wanted to take a photo with me. The aide took my number to send me the photo. But later that day, it was the minister himself who contacted me. That's how we started talking. Okay, so you can see how your minister knows how to shoot the shot. Did you remember how this happened again? Remember when she talked? She said their relationship started for United Nations event for where? New York, United States. Now, they said their communication intensified. That this scoop. So wait, you send your aide. Please tell her I want to take some pictures with her, and then you come, and she now agreed. She comes, takes a picture with you, and then the next thing, the aide now says, "Oh, let's have your number so that I can send you the picture." And then the next thing, now I'll call you. Hey, scoping enter. Now the communications intensified within days. Keyamo visited her mother at the New York residence, or at their New York residence. He came to our house on September 30th, 2023 during the visit. He offered to relocate me and my family to Nigeria to manage his properties. Who give Keyamo money to buy properties? Properties. He was a lawyer, remember? Properties. Okay. That's a question where people they ask, oh, not be me ask, oh. Remember, not be me ask. Say who give am money to buy properties where they invite in babe, according to Sahara reporters, to come, manage the properties. But let's go further in that conversation. Now, manage his properties. Now, he promised a job for my cousin too. So he moved her, his mother, her cousin, perhaps because of say waiting, you don't promise them job. Now, despite concerns about travel documentations, as mother lacked a valid visa, Keyamo reportedly insisted on urgency. Say, no worry about that. It ain't urgent. It ain't urgent. Just the cop. Now he said we should get an emergency travel certificate, etc. Instead of waiting. He wanted us to move fast, Zainab said. On November 13, 2023, Zainab, her mother, and other companions left New York aboard Ethiopian airline flight ET5 ET513. As quoted by Sahara reporters, not me, oh. I don't know this story, oh. I they read them from where they carry them from. Next thing now, person they talk for Nigeria, they're gonna not send come to the person. Now, that's the flight in business class. Now, business class and flight. Flying through Addis Ababa to Uganda's Entebbe International Airport. Now, it was also learned that Zainab's mother's seat on the Ethiopian airline flight ET513 was located at Zone 4, Gate 5, Terminal 7, Seat 35. Now, there, 9 Zainab Mama seats. They for inside that trip where Ibise did they make. Now, the minister recommended that they make a stopover in Uganda due to his travel plans for the Christmas holidays, during which he would be away in the US and Dubai. Zainab explained further why they initially went to Uganda, saying he didn't want us to be stranded in Nigeria while he was away, since my mom has roots in Uganda. We used the opportunity to visit my family members. She had only met on WhatsApp with them before now, so he planned to join us later in Uganda, but that didn't happen. Now, going more with the story, their stay in Uganda lasted until December 22, 2023. During this period, Keyamo reportedly paid for luxury accommodation at Imperial Mall residence. Google it. Google Imperial Mall residence. The one of a very luxury apartment and hotel for inside Uganda. Just Google it because I have to do some checking. I don't want to tell you how much they pay for hotels there. So he paid for a luxury accommodation for them at Imperial Mall Residence and Mbale Resort Hotel, where room rates were as high as $400 per night. What is money? You're talking to a Nigerian minister. Money is everywhere. What are you not talking about? Money, go there, go there, go there. Money is talking. Nigerian money is talking. Now, a convoy hired vans. In fact, part of it is a convoy of hired vans, security personnel, and domestic staff supported the group, which included 12 to 15 people. All these people now be together for inside the group. All expenses were covered by the minister. He kept sending money. Even our housemates in New York received funds from him. He paid for hotels, transport, and even the staff we hired locally in Uganda. Now he paid for all of them. With waiting our money. Again, remind me, how much do you earn again? How much is the money of a minister again? Remind me. Now, she named 3 individuals who traveled with her from Uganda to Abuja: Belinda Ndagiri J, Hisla Nzubunga Douglas, and Rambo Princeton Hakim. Their names them they dear, and they go en route from Uganda to Nigeria. Now she explained that the drivers, the mates, bouncers, and other helpers were hired locally to ease their stay and were left behind in Uganda once their services were no longer needed. Once they won't begin leave Uganda, they leave those ones. Now, 4 of us traveled from Uganda to Abuja. Those others who we hired, those others we hired them. It was the driver, it was the security men, bouncers, and one of the maid boy, one helper for the mom, she said. Now, on December 22, Keyamo reportedly organized a private jet owned by a well-known Nigerian business mogul to fly Zainab and her entourage from Kampala Airport in Uganda to Abuja, bypassing standard immigration processes. Of course, you know the procedure when you fly private jets because most of those protocols you will just leave am. I don't want to play you because if I go play you all the things that must take happen, you get as it would be. Now, she said we landed in Abuja's presidential wing. Presidential wing. No immigration, no security checks. We just walked out. Everything was cleared before we already landed. Zainab said, you are dating when you are dating the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace. Who will come and check you? You are dating a minister of aviation. In a see check, no security checks. Now, a senior aide to the minister confirmed to newsmen that the lavish relocation was funded not from Keyamo's personal resources, but from the budget of the Ministry of Aviation. That is the catch of the story. You understand? Do you understand? Okay. Oh my goodness, Nigeria would not cease to amaze me. What does it? So that's the story. Now, moving on, they said the tickets alone cost about 5,000 US dollars. Their Uganda stay alone cost more than 10,000 US dollars. It's close to 20,000 in total. All the money came from the ministry. The woman complained at one point that things were getting expensive, but Oga told her not to worry. Don't worry yourself. You're dating a Nigerian minister. He had it covered, the aide revealed. In fact, if you see the five-star treatment where they even give them inside plates, of course, we're talking about private jet, so it's not a problem. Now, the aide further disclosed that when Zainab and her family arrived in Nigeria, their home was fully furnished with brand new appliances, generators. Of course, they cannot have light problem. You know, we have a peculiar problem with lights in Nigeria, a unique problem with lights in Nigeria. They cannot have it. And household items, all allegedly paid for with public funds. According to this report, oh, if you find them, go Sahara Reporters. Everything in the house was new, from the generator to furniture, water pumping machines. Nothing was used. Everything, plate, spoon. I want to ajara. The money came from the ministry, not his personal pockets, the source added. Now, Zainab corroborated that same claim, stating that even in Uganda, as she was directed to obtain emergency travel documents through backdoor channels based on her mother's ancestry. Oga Keyamo told me to contact the Congolese embassy in New York for my mom's documents. But when he realized it would take time, he told me to email the Uganda embassy instead. He said they would issue a temporary travel document based on her family roots. That's what she thought. The minister broke a lot of aviation protocols to take us to Nigeria. We were not checked by any immigration officer. Even I said they don't even see them eye or scrutiny operative or security operatives. We landed at the presidential wing and left without being checked. That is, if these people carry drugs, carry arms, carry one thing or the other, they'll just carry it like that straight into Nigeria. You don't check anything. That is why people keep saying that the people who actually do drugs the most and people who do all this mago now people where they use private jet, not be poor people. If they say they don't catch poor person, don't worry about it. Now their boy they catch. The people who actually do these things, now they're oga. Because tell me, the kind of contraband these people may have carried in such situation. But of course, they were not checked. Now the minister broke, according to her, all security protocols. She said, we landed at the presidential wing and left without being checked by any protocol, following any protocol. I never had to go up to the counter. Getting my passport stamped was always done on my behalf. Festus Keyamo's aide did everything for me, she said. Now, she said that although they were initially granted a 1 month stay upon arrival in Nigeria, they overstayed the permitted duration with while staying with Festus Keyamo. Now, my mom and my nephew, Prince, came on December 22, 2023, and Prince left on June 5, 2024, she said. So, what's happened since a year or two, going to 2 years ago? I always asked Keyamo, that is him, things about our movement, and he always reassured us that he worked for aviation and it would be sorted out. So don't worry about it. This one that we don't have travel documents, we don't have this. What should we do? Don't worry yourself. I work for the aviation, so I'll sort it out. I have it covered. Now, when contacted by Sahara reporters to comment, Festus Keyamo dismissed Zainab as a blackmailer. That is not the babe self. Now I can't carry him mouth, can't they expose the person with doing something though. Hey! Okay, all right. And I wish I would have contacted Festus Keyamo on this story. Right. I wish I did contact him. And I'm going to try to contact him after this on this story. Now, he said the lady is a blackmailer. Now, thanks. He now said thanks for reaching out. I am not very familiar with all the details of the situation, as she was my sister's friend, who, as I understand, attempted to blackmail us for money about a year ago. Please speak with her for more information. the sister number. His sister Ruth, when asked about the immigration irregularities, said, "What do you mean by standard immigration procedures? Why did they had visas and lawfully entered the country for their mother's for their mother's treatment? They came from US to treat their mother in Nigeria." Now, she also denied any use of government funds. She said, "I have provided you with the actual payment details for their sick mother's treatment. Sources from family and friends, there is no funding from any government or government account." Ruth claims that she made Zainab even 7 years ago through a friend named Rosemary. However, when Sahara reporter requested to contact or the contact information of Rosemary so that they'll contact Rosemary, Ruth said she had died, that the Rosemary had died. So there is no way to contact the Rosemary whom you met this Zainab lady through. Now, she also denied knowing about any romantic relationship between Zainab and the minister and was unable to provide any photograph of Rosemary. In contrast, Zainab maintains that she met Ruth through Keyamo after their relocation from the United States of America to Nigeria. "I am only imagining what they are trying to so hard to cover up," Zainab said. "Maybe the real question is, who is this Rosemary? Are there pictures of her? Where exactly did I meet her? And how could I have met Keyamo's sister if this was my first time in Nigeria?" Meanwhile, the Nigeria's immigration service failed to respond to inquiries from Sahara reporters regarding the secret entry of Zainab and her family. Well, yeah, I understand how people can say you should check and be thorough before you take such stories, but not to worry. There are evidences of some pictures I had seen in different quarters of the said Zainab and the said minister in question, and even while they were trying to come into the country, including travel stops and all that, and even their flights landing, private jets landing to Nigeria. So if I didn't try to dig further, I wouldn't have taken the story, right? Well, here it is. Your Nigeria, your minister. If this story is anything to go by, and I do want to believe that the honorable minister would want to react further and explain more to Nigerians about this. He's a single man, so he has every right to, if he is, I guess, he has every right to want to have anything happen. He should have with any woman. But then again, that is fact say you boycott all of these protocols. And waiting you go don't do the lady, waiting go don't happen between him and the lady, will make this lady begin spill these beans. That is the question. What might have happened within, during her stay for Nigeria, will go down cause all of this issue they happen. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Trust me, any of the things what we hear now, the reason it looks like I was reading it and the way I was is because this is not the first, second, or third time you hear things like this. You don't want to know the things that happen behind closed doors at the back with your politicians. You really don't want to know. You really don't want to know the things that happen with the mighty men in valor in this country. You really don't want to know. I am not saying anything. I haven't accused anyone, but this is just one of the many things. What did they do with our money for inside Nigeria? Well, that is it. Well, 4 lines are open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversation. Well, someone who also has his own matter. As workers for inside Lagos State, don't they? Because they not cut our salary again, Oga. You've been cutting our salary. I don't know why you're cutting our salary. So the Workers' Rights Campaign (WRC) has condemned, in the strongest terms, the recent salary deductions of health workers across Lagos State, describing the cut as criminal and totally unacceptable. In a statement released today, Wednesday, signed by the group's national coordinator, Lai Brown, and national secretary, Kelvin Aye Here, the WRC called on the immediate reversal of the pay cuts. Now, the WRC noted that the unprecedented and outrageous cuts of the health worker salaries have severely impacted health professionals across all levels in the state. I'm going to read more about that, but let's just go straight to the phone line. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Mr. Tony Chukudi.
Yeah, that's why I'm sure this one is for tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. Please just manage it.
Yeah. So good as always. So you see, somebody the issue of Fubara going to beg the minister. Oh God, Sometimes sometimes there was a week I said I don't want to listen to any news from Nigeria.
You not go
I
fit
think
to. You not go fit.
my mental health was okay. So what is going on? He went and knelt down,
Yes, and held his leg.
So I'm short of words. I don't know what to say, but it's just disgusting to me. I don't know their discussion. I don't know whatever. In as much as I always see two of them as the same base of the same feather. But for him to go and do that, and then he will go back to Rivers and tell supporters what. Then coming to the issue of Minister Keyamo. Why is the lady coming? Even if they have anything in common, why is the lady coming out now to be talking all this?
Love has gone sour, I guess.
Oh. So after they should arrest her even.
That's the point.
They should arrest
because
her
she's
for
complicit.
entering Nigeria illegally.
Because she's complicit.
Yeah, because for her working in the United Nations, she's supposed to know better.
Protocols.
Protocol than committing that crime. You shouldn't go through that way. So, as a translator at the United Nations, every single international law she knows about it. So why is it now she's talking to blackmail the minister? Okay, after you have enjoyed like jazz, all the money, all the luxury, and you are coming to tell us, and if such a thing is true, then there you are, Nigeria. People are dying. The airlines are just useless in Nigeria. Foreign airlines, minister is keeping quiet. If you are flying from through Ethiopia to Enugu, is the highest amount of money that you will pay. There are other airlines going to Lagos. What is the minister doing to cut down the cost? I'm sure he get a good offer to fly the person if what Sahara report is saying is true. Through Ethiopian, going through Ethiopian airline. And why did he go through Ethiopian airline? Because again, maybe this airline is the only protocol can be breached.
But you know that they flew with the private jets from Uganda to Nigeria, according to them, according to the story.
Yeah, they should pay. As I said, that woman, and all of them, they are the number as they are that landed in Nigeria should be arrested. Should be wherever they are, they need to be arrested. The lady in question.
But are you surprised though? I'd like to know. Are you really surprised? Do you think that things like this usually don't happen in government? Are you surprised?
There are many of them. Pressures.
Because this particular one are just the tip of the iceberg. You don't forget say when they hear just say on our governors they carry some people they go to they buy houses and cars for girls, including Nigerian girls and some actresses.
When we are going international conferences, I have seen some of them in Austria. When they come for their conferences, there you see some people. They don't care. Some of them will come even with somebody's wife, lodge them. Who's supposed to not to be there?
So so it's really not a surprise.
Even there is some of them when they come. I know a guy I met. That guy used to stay in Hungary. What he normally does is to bring ladies or girls for some of Nigerian government top government officials.
He's their pimp. Oh wow.
Yeah, so there are so many things they do. Are you not the one who during the time you were still in VOP will say something about what is happening down in America when they go for conferences? Also how they live their life.
Now, where they spend that many $1 million in one night.
Yeah, I have met a guy in Vienna who used to organize such a thing from Hungary for them. So it's not a new thing. They do worse than this. But for the reason why I'm annoyed is that based on the organization that this lady is working for, and she was able to be coming out to be telling us all these nasty stories. after you have spent our money. And you're telling us is the minister, the aviation minister the ministry paid for it. How do you know who paid for it? When everything they were telling you do this, how is it that the ministry is sending the money to you? As who, as a corporate, I don't know, I don't know how to, even if such a thing is true. So Keyamo he has been in government, so he must have such a big amount of money.
So remember too when there was a story about him jogging around his house in I think somewhere in US, and people come and say, "How you use get money buy a house in US and all that," and I go say, he's been a lawyer for how many years before he became um, the former president, before he became Minister of State. So how can he not afford a house? But now with wow.
Wow. So
I'm sure you heard that then.
I saw that video. So every line in Nigeria, all of them have houses in America and in UK. Is that what he's telling us? You see, the point is that Nigerian politicians will always have something, a kind of where they will try to hold their hands. So when you ask them, they will tell you, after all, I have been a farmer. So from this farming, I own so many land. But you know that the person has not even farmed even one penta of maize in his entire life. I'm just amazed with why every time there is nothing. When you turn this thing, you listen to you will just hear one single thing. Just look at what Dele Momodu. I listened to that the day that I got annoyed. So Mr. Wike was talking. And it's something that what's his name? The Kogi senator. What's his name?
Natasha.
Not Natasha.
Which one?
The governor aspirant.
Governorship aspirant. Not be carrying me.
No, PDP. What's his name?
Forget about it. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
you can't keep thinking about that.
The one that was saying that, Minister Wike called Atiku's phone so many times.
Dino Melaye.
Lobbying to be a vice president.
But Dele Momodu don't also talk and I say make him try deny him, say him be no ever won't be vice president.
Why will he? I am happy there is something that Dele Momodu said here, that Wike is always an angry person. I just picked that thing. Now they call him Project Man, but he's always an angry person. So why is it that he's always angry? Why is it that he's always angry? Why, a governor, why always angry? And you can see it on his, and when he's talking, he doesn't care. Look at the interview that he granted. He doesn't care.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tony Chukudi. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. All right. So, going back to the story about workers in Lagos State, it's been reported that healthcare workers across Lagos State have expressed outrage over massive unexplained deductions from their salaries. In fact, we hear that there are deductions to the tune of 200 to almost 600,000 naira for some people. Many of these workers have accused Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration, of betrayal and financial oppression. Now, one of the affected workers who spoke to newsmen describing the situation as unprecedented and a clear indication of wickedness against them by the state government. In its reaction, the WRC, which re-echoed the workers' lamentation, said workers in primary health care, general hospitals, and Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUS, are all groaning in pain as their salaries have been severely, tampered with. The salaries, which were not even enough to meet their needs, are now being slashed in an attempt of the labor law and with in contempt of the labor law and with disdain to workers. The group demanded not only a full reversal of the deductions but an upward review of salaries for workers. And I'm hoping that the government would have also explained what they are cutting the monies for and what they use the money for. for. In fact, a lot of them are very angry. So the question is, okay, so the following this, a lot of people don't they lambast the governor. Say, excuse me, not be you they talk now say Peter Obi not do anything as governor. Say as somebody when you say the governor, he not do anything. Who is he to go and start talking bad about the country? When he was a governor, what did he do in Anambra State when he was a governor? Ah, you get it. That now waiting people don't they talk about all about Nigerians or not stuff. Let's quickly take a few of your reactions. Well, I said, well, unfortunately, it looks like my guest may not be able to make it. This is so unfortunate, and I'd like to sincerely apologize to everyone. I really hate to do this. Perhaps I'll not just promote such events next time. I'm having a guest like that. Okay, so Ben Wednesday says, "Good evening, Precious. Quite a while. Have you been off air? No, I have been here. You have not been in this place. I've been here. Our precious. Oh, stop it. I like it. Thank you, Antonio Wearing. And then who then? Charles. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much, Charles. South Africa. Say Keyamo too. And Ben Wednesday says, Fubara strikes me as someone who doesn't have the energy for politics. Well, he has to dine with the devil. Anyhow. Well, that's it, right? Wike will call it Eyende Ba. So Fubara Fubara four people hand, not be smart in a four hand completely. Men are not happy. Apology doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean nothing. Is that what you're saying, Jules? Ah, you think so? With a Wike, apology will not mean anything. If Wike plays the record of this apology for you in public, he said he go back. Wike go come press conference very soon for this apology. If this story not true, he go play the record. He go even gesticulate how he used touching leg. He didn't whine. A captured country is so ashamed. No, don't do that. Itama, Tito, don't do that. Don't do that. Nigeria is not finishing anywhere. Come back here, Charles. It's not finishing anywhere. And we can need mental evaluation. That's what you think. Then go again here. See foolishness. So well done. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let me go take a call. I'm coming back. Hello, good evening and welcome. Yes, welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Precious.
Sir?
This is Dan.
Dan?
Yes.
Where are you calling from, Dan?
I'm calling from my regular place, Meduguri.
Oh, Dan, how far? I don't know, say that you now. How far, Dan?
I did fine.
After the last time we talked, what did they happen now? Any new gist for us?
Nothing. I only hear you come to say 2 people die. Now I say, yeah.
Okay, for that bomb blast.
Yes. I say, yeah, you know nothing at 21.
No
be the reason why they even call you.
So calm down. Now you go just the drop updates like that, just the drop and casually. Why did you like this? Calm down now. So you mean saying that actually 21 people died, and the report saying that just 2 people died?
Yes, if you be saying that 2 soldiers only, they 9 died, but some they injured. But I know say altogether total number of dead body where they park now 21.
Oh wow. All right.
Including somebody where be saying son, because that one they very, very close to me. His son died like 1 month ago. So he might be involved.
Oh my goodness, that's such a pity.
Yeah. The reason why they call you now be say they easily forget plenty things for this country. All these whether Fubara, this one, that one. All those things not be the major thing where they happen for this country.
It seems be the major thing where they happen.
The major thing where they happen for this country where they draw serious line now. We suppose they see waiting the US envoy they come do for Nigeria. And why they say okay they decide to come meet Mayor Tiala. Now we have our own interest they seriously now. And the reason why I be there is okay in 2 months time you are supposed to travel to Benue. Because everything continue to their line. Everything continue to their line. But we just be as if we don't know waiting they go on. You know if you trust anybody, you know if you trust your father, you know if you trust your mother. So all these things where that minister get girlfriend, that one get boyfriend or somebody wife. Maybe they read this thing. Now
but I read this thing now. Now read this thing because our future money they see the chop now. If they finish the future money, which one we go use do? Which one we go use?
Now future money they chop. That's why the revolution movement where they say they want to. I even expect okay every time we wanna do section, we wanna be promoter. They remind people of them. And that one now one. Even if you not be obedient, at least they remind the citizens too. So yeah, see what they go on. It matters a lot on every section, all platform. We want all those kind of echo. Because the way the body language of the of US and their interest for this area. It did very, very tough. And then they just look for anybody where they go use in order to make sure so they get what they want. And if they want everything they want, that means the blood will flow. They buy, they use their land, they use their freedom. But then they don't care. They can only come and see that they can't help, but they will be there to help. You know, say like 3 weeks ago, for the first time for a very long time, even the Sultan of Sokoto and Shehu of Borno, they be doing meeting or middle of
Your network don't they break up again, no? But just try. Make look what I will hear you finish.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better. Go ahead now.
I say if you remember like 2 weeks ago, I've been almost going to 3 weeks now. The Shehu of Borno and the Sultan of Sokoto, they be doing meeting for here. When we come, they talk about they need to say social media and terrorism. Hello.
Yes, now I hear about you. I think I'm for here, and I know you not remember. Say I think I'm here too. I didn't wait me your land now.
All these people, all those their meetings.
So they're not like as they talk out for social media. Basically, now we see they try to talk. Abi,
you say
they're not like us they talk out now. So now we see make them talk. Say social media and a terrorist organization.
Yes, but we need to talk on truth. I really like your sections. That's why almost every evening I know they want me some.
Thank you.
But we really need to still watch some kind of things. Then at least they promote that revolution or promote people to come out.
No problem. Thank you so much.
It matters a lot for this country.
Thank you.
And the only way thing go make where we see things go fit change for this country. And they no go achieve what they want to achieve.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, I think I have someone in my back office. Let's see. Hello, good evening and welcome. Good evening.
Hello, it's Chooks. How are you?
Hi, Chooks. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good though. That your caller, she name Daniel or whatever his name is, man.
I don't know. Every time I forget his name, sir.
He really has some good info because you know sometimes we just sit here and we're just scratching the surface, the one that the media people allow us to hear about, and you know there's definitely some deeper
but you know,
stuff.
say but wait till they happen. Wait till they hear from media, and just 20 to 30% of the real gist will happen.
Yeah.
Come out there.
I mean,
because
like saying
those get involved for the real gist, they shield them from the media because you know, say it will lead to a lot of outcry and all that if media hear them. So they don't. They would never let those bits to the media.
But it's good that.
And even we know
like
that
who can give you
and then the truth is that there are also some stories that we know as media people that we can't even use.
No, I know that.
Thank you.
So we will just be scratching the surface with Fubara and Keyamo.
Don't scratch surface. Go ahead, please.
On the Keyamo issue, I think I don't know. Men will always be men, so.
But are you surprised though?
So me and some of my guys, we sometimes talk about how, if not for women, men would not be stealing as much money as it is. Most of it is just to impress women.
Any of them don't bother to find out where somebody will be marry one foreign wife, one governor like that. We know to we marry foreign wife, but I don't ask where the wife did. You remember that governor what they talk about? It be like saying a Senate in there. Him day for Senate now, and it be like saying be sometime chairman of one party like that way be the rule. Well, let me talk. And I don't ever ask on herself say that wife where they marry, where they like na Yankee wife, where they like saying a foreign wife, we fine fair, and the organ no come too tall. The wife fine fair tall.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know.
But I don't ask on myself where the wife is.
Yeah. But
I don't call name more. Anybody can ask me. I know they talk. So
I
when I don't ask myself where the wife did, when I don't ask myself that question, say where that man marriage where the wife did. Okay, leave that thing. Go ahead.
But I think one of the earlier contributors said that he's surprised that that the woman is spilling the beans. I think sometimes it's good for these scoops to come out because then at least people will be a bit more cautious about when they want to do things. They won't be so brazen about it. So for me, I'm neither here nor there with the woman. I just believe that that yeah, it's just one of those things that guys will do. And to be honest, there are people who are not even in government that use their own money to be trying to impress women.
Hey,
So
nah.
let alone
Come become
people
person
who
with
have
see
free
free
money.
money. You go on impress
Free
now.
money,
You go on impress. So
obviously
I make
you
a
do.
ask
So
anybody if the story not true. You know, say we not talk say not true.
even
If not
the
true, na
even the
normal now.
Sahara reporters will blow. Women are men's Achilles heel. I be what do
And
they call
actually
them?
see
Oh,
you now.
Simon in the
Actually see
Bible.
you.
So is it Samson?
Uh-huh.
Samson in
They
the
shave on
Bible.
her hair.
So we
Now
know.
then they
So
shave on her hair. That gender. Don't worry. On
exactly,
agenda self is a bit
exactly.
deal with them.
So
In fact, now on self be that gender problem too. So you see, it's a two-way thing. It's a yen by, and it's a
exactly.
balanced equation.
Exactly, and I saw the picture. I saw the ugu
Ah,
of
you
the
go
lady.
there.
So
I wanted to release some pictures. I
exactly,
said no.
exactly,
I want to. So when you see it, you know it's a typical edible catering of Nigerian men. You know, Nigerian men like edible catering. They like to
exactly.
have at home.
Hey,
You
that's
know,
that
one day
kryptonite.
forget about. Let's not go there. So you know,
Yeah,
so you're not surprised.
e-
It's the
exactly.
way. I don't want to
Hmm.
say it's the way of the world, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Then on Fubara's issue, I said in an ideal world, apologies shouldn't mean anything because you should think two steps of the game. Yes, you can pretend that somebody's your godfather until he ceases to be. You should hold your cards close to your chest. I think people should learn to play both sides. If you want to come out on top, you can't just constantly be doing oga, and kissing the ring
Okay.
kind of behavior. So me, I think that you know he has apologized. If they give him back his position, then he should still try and get the power for himself because that's what they do. That's part of the political
So
game,
he will still betray
unfortunately.
again
It's just the
after
way it is.
apologies.
Mm. Yeah, if he does it, then he's smart. If he doesn't and he just falls in line, then he's not smart. That's all.
Anyway, all right. Thank you, Tricks. I appreciate you. Want to chime in on any other thing?
No problem.
Do you want to chime in on any
No,
other
no,
thing?
no. That's
All
no
right.
problem.
Thank you so much. I
All
appreciate
right,
you. Thank you for
take it.
joining us. Thank you. All right. So let
All
me
right.
quickly take some messages as I still have it. This one say, America Oliver, calm down. He said, Fubara is foolish. Calm down. That is my governor you're talking. Sorry, my suspended governor you're talking about. Don't be doing this. All right, so moving on. Blessing says this news is so annoying. Fubara will be home in 2027. Anyway, he never won the election in the first place. He didn't win. It was Labour Party candidate, according to them, say that won that election. I mean, Barrister Sim has stated that several times on this show. Yeah. So good evening, Diva Precious. Please, if you don't have, who be the scoundrel, Bikonu? Excuse me, sir. Who is the scoundrel? Yay. Okay. Fubara is begging now. Yes, he is begging. And trust Wike to milk this begging at the end of the day. Wike is, oh no, stop that. Stop that. You guys, stop this now. See, these people will be chummy and they'll be fine later. Now we could just hate ourselves on their behalf. So Fubara no get balls or what? He has some things. If there's no balls, there are some sacks, something to go. And blessing Fubara says Fubara gone in 2027. Anyway, he didn't win. I first in the first place. It's good. These politicians are really showing themselves that they are. Okay, all right, yeah. So that when I go prepare myself for 2027, Fubara know nothing about politics and he joined. Maybe he thought giving packages to Anglican bishops will save him instead of standing his ground to fight the idiot called Wiki. Now, remember that one of the bone of contention is among all the people that now we support for Bara, how many of them were there to fight for him? How many of these people then? The Anglican bishops, so the orderlies of this world, though, the all of them. How many of them don't even as much as make a public statement about this his suspension, this is illegal suspension? How many of them? So maybe the young man don't realize and say he actually surround himself with people who busy just want to suck off him because he's in power and he has access to money. He never really wanted his good. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying that. But maybe now waiting he don't realize. So in combination, say the devil when be know before, better pass the angels than when you don't know again. Maybe now waiting make we can send them back. Make you go meet those people first. Tell them waiting they cause trouble. Who knows? But then that's what it is. According to Wike, it's the game. And then that lady says the game is the game. So that's what it is. He was holding Wike's legs. That's what we hear. That's what we say. Hold Wike legs. They beg Nigeria don't have president. Please, Apple, please stop that. Stop that. And who then? Who then? Who then? Let's see where we get now. Please make them come and carry solution. Solution, Soludo from. Oh, please stop it. My group don't like him. What is Soludo doing? That's a professor. Professor. When I get professor, the one state will get professor as a governor. And the belittle on a professor. Stop it though. You are right. The only business doing well now in this politics. Okay. And then moving on, Emily Keniba says, yes, just less than 2 years. Olakwasa have resembled vulture. Kai! Kai! Oh, they do Yahoo and Okoti. You guys should stop all these things you're saying now. Okay, they have done number 6 position, as Jill said. Okay, and Oji, Ozokalo, Tinubu, Wike, Akpabio, and other APC idiots. You guys take it easy. Oh. Don't be my mouth, go read them. Oh. We are the ones holding ourselves down. The gullibility is too much. And unfortunately, I hope we do learn why American Embassy, they should go to NAS, to National Assembly. Okay, Emelike delete that your post now. Not be smart. Emelike commoted it. Tinubu is an asset to everywhere. Eh, not everywhere. They say CIU, but you're giving us a new version. No one is coming to save Nigeria except Nigerians. I agree with you totally. I agree with you totally. And the earlier we started, the better for us. The earlier we started, again, the better for us. He suspended them to have easy access to their oil money. That's what he said. Mm. And who go let them have that easy access to their oil money? If to be the rats wey dey inside house, go tell the one wey dey bush say rats dey there, abi something dey there. Even if you're the governor, without the support of the people of the state, you can't have that access to do what you have to do. So it's people like Magnus Abi and Wiki that would have given the president that temerity to defy the constitution and that made him do what he did. So I mean, what are we talking about? Donald Trump will chalk the letter to the bill. Not be smart. Waiting concern Donald Trump. Because see shit whole country. What's his business? John Terry, you're a big fool. You guys don't abuse each other now. Don't do that. Tinubu is nobody to the US. He's out 2027. He needs to start packing now. Okay, well, you better do the needful if that's what you want. We have been talking about all ills in the country, but have we tried a while to ask this country if it's actually practicing democracy in its tenets? Democracy in its tenets. Hey. Okay, Makaka Ono says Nigeria is practicing kakistocracy. And one of my guests say is plutocracy you guys are practicing. They are trying to play the North versus South thing, thinking we're stupid. APC have to go. Not be smaller. It's not becoming North versus South matter. Well, let's see if we would allow them through us through that tribal and ethnic line and will not receive sense because they do us from village. They make no go get sense. So no say we suppose get sense. Let me just end it there and not say more. Our government is neither by the people or for the people. So that's what you're saying. All right, I appreciate your messages. Let's see. Way too many messages. I like to draw the curtain here and say big thank you to all of you who's joined the live stream. I'd like to also sincerely apologize for my guest's failure. Please forgive us. Please forgive me, and I'll ensure I reschedule that interview. But in the meantime, tomorrow I also have another guest joining us. It's someone new. Maybe I will not even publicize it now to avoid trouble, so that we don't go and have trouble again. But I'll be having a guest tomorrow evening, 5:30 p.m. Hopefully, I'll let you know 30 minutes to the time if the guest is ready, just so that we don't have the situation that we had today. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Whatever happens, please keep your mental health in check, because it's easy to be a Nigerian. Listening to Nigerian news, hearing Nigerian politics, and having to deal with it every day is a lot of work. But then we have to do what we have to do to get our country to where we want it to be. I see you again tomorrow. Protect your mental health. Good. Please subscribe if it is the first time you're joining us. Kindly click on the subscribe. Kindly click on the subscription button, like this post, and also share it